Hey, how are you? It's craft time. As usual. So what is today? Tuesday? Sure. It's probably Tuesday. Oh, I've got some doodles running around. Hi, buddy. Hey. Oh, they're both here. Hi, kids. You want to come say hi? That's Princess Ivy. You can't see her. Now she's jumped away to chase Buddy. Hi. Hey, everyone. How you doing? So we're here. We're still working on the referral cards. Still lots more to be done, so I'm going to set my goal for the night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Alright, so I just like to get these sheets kind of set because I'm still working away on these buggers. Still a long time coming here, but it's all good. So I always set a 12 and a 25 for the goals. It could be 12 and 24, but it's 12 and 25. Alright, yeah, Buddy's now curled up under the mommy. Hi, good boy. So I'm going to bring in the paper trimmer, even though I got stuff on the table. That's okay. And the next batch, I'm just going to already get them pre-cut. Makes stuff easier if they're already cut and ready to go. So that's my quest for the moment. And that kind of cut okay. So how you doing? I'm making a mess here, apparently. Yay. Oh, somebody either farted or burped under me. You okay there, Big Boo? Yeah, he's okay. He's just being a cutie in his own way. So that way I know this set has been cut. So we're making progress here. So then the other side cut. So I go to 4 1/4. So let's get all these going here. And these ones, this batch was printed on donated white-ish cardstock. I actually like this cardstock. It's different, but it's nice. So it's slightly different than what I've been doing for the other cardstock, but it's all good. I like it. I like variety. I really do. I mean, it's nice to have the same old, but after a while, it's nice to swap it up and have some variety, some difference. So after I get these cut, we gotta do more cuts on these because these are 4 1/4 height or length or width or whatever, you know, the one size. But we gotta bring it down to 4 because it works with my strips if they're 4-inch. So then I gotta kind of work at it a little. There we go. That one might not have gone as well, but it's okay. I'm just jumping around here, trying to bang, bang, bang. Get as much done as I can tonight. Busy evening, just too much going on. We had an errand that we needed to run tonight, but we haven't done it yet. So here I am crafting. No, just we just ended up deciding, let's take the doodles to the dog park. They had a really good run, and they needed it. We haven't gone in a good couple weeks. Just been too kind of sort of busy. So it was a good night to, hey, let's take the kids, let them run their hearts out, see if it burns off some energy, which it did not. Seriously, as much as they're good right now, it's nice to get a little bit of quiet, but they are hyper little kids. Oh my god. Like, it's, I love them and all, but it's getting to me lately. And then we have dinner and we sit down and we're trying to watch one episode. We cannot get through an episode of anything without pausing at least a dozen times. Because the doodles are just doodle, 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 doodles. And I'm like, oh my god. And it makes it hard to watch a show when I have no idea what the show is about anymore. It's hard to focus because it'll be like in the middle of a scene conversation, and I'm like, we have to go back and replay it and try to figure out where we're at because our attention span is so divided with cute little doodles being doodles. Anyway, so that's kind of what's up with us is hyper kids at night as we're watching TV. But it's all good. Anyway, it's all good. Alright, so we're almost ready to continue on here. Because this is a batch of 12. I'm just going to make this one a little more proper. Hey, Elaine, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in to my nighttime babble. I'm doing better than last night. Much better. Finally got some sleep, and then today was just a better day. Went in and stuff that I'm not discussing in a public forum because people are silly. But, no, a change developed, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe there is hope yet, so we'll see. Alright, so then I can continue. So I got a batch of these 12 pre-cut and ready to go. So let's get glue in here and see how far I get tonight. Not sure how long I'll be on video. I always say I'm going to be like 10 minutes. I'm not, but this time I really don't know. There's a webinar I would like to watch because I'm doing a challenge webinar thingy. And it's a bit time sensitive, so I kind of want to see what the heck it is. Oxano Global is a really good direct sales coach, and I've been following them for a while now. And I like what they do. I like what they say. I just can't afford their services. So when they do a freebie challenge, I tend to jump on it because it's actually a good idea to do some learn what they have to offer. And it helps kind of reset my focus every once in a while by checking out what they're saying. Hey Evelyn, thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so today was definitely a better day. Anyway, I'm just doing my focus. I had a moment of non-focus. I'm like, yeah, just tired. Oh. My partner bought us dinner tonight. It was so sweet, and it was so good too. So I gotta give him a good hug again later. So I'm definitely a happy kitty. Had a full belly of something I really like. Oh, cool. Yeah, my parents got, well, there's my bedtime alarm. My parents got their flu shots the other day, plus their COVID shots. They're telling me all about it. So, in the news today, in the direct sales world, 31 Gifts, if you're familiar with them, if you've been a customer or whatever, they are closed. I don't know the exact details, but they're closing their doors effective December 16th, I believe. And it's sad to hear. Another direct sales company shutting down. There's been quite a few of them in the past while. I think Tupperware's going through a whole whack of issues in courts, and I don't know the exact details because I'm not in the loop. 31 was a little more perked my interest for a moment because I was once a 31 consultant for a year. I didn't do much with it. I just did more as a hobby, muck around with it, learned a few things before I jumped to being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So it is sad to hear about 31. And, of course, the outpouring on Facebook of people talking about it and that. And it's the same. Every time a direct sales company is struggling, there's dialogue online. I don't really listen to much of it because... Oh, hey, Laura. Thanks for watching. Because... to me, yes, it's unfortunate that these direct sales companies decide to close, but I treat it as it's the same as any business out there. It happens to every business at some point or another that they close. They change plans, they change directions, they change something. And what's interesting is when it's a big company, yeah, it really sucks. And yeah, people just kind of sometimes shrug it off and be like, yeah, whatever, they're a big company, they should have done better. And yet, when it comes to these direct sales companies that get hit and the consultants are getting hit, and people, in their opinions, go on and on about how it's not fair and, how, like, I forget the wording. I haven't heard this in a while because I don't really listen to it. It's all about, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's not fair, but it happens to everything. And I mean, it's the same as, hey, you work for a job and you get laid off. Yeah, it's not fair, but at some point, move on. Like, it sucks, but I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. It's like, yeah, I've been laid off from a job. Sucks, yeah, but you grieve at the time, and then you pick up and move on and find something better, as what a lot of people do. So, yeah, the direct sales industry is taking a hit tonight. What will happen next? I don't know. I mean, I see it as it's an opportunity, if that makes any sense. It's an opportunity that, the direct sellers who work for a company that's closing doors, if they've got this far working on it, because the success of being a direct sales rep is extremely difficult. If they're able to have reach some sort of success, they're doing a good job. And really, it's like pivot and do something else. Either jump into another direct sales company or try something else entirely. Like there's that flexibility of, I don't look at it as a negative. I look at it as a positive to take my talents into something else and do even more, do even better with it. So that's after, the grieving process of, cursing about the company. Like even me, if Stampin' Up decides to close its doors, yeah, I'll be frustrated. It is what it is. Actually, in the Stampin' Up world, for example, not so much Stampin' Up at the time, but close to my heart makers went through this, I believe, earlier this year. And Stampin' Up, who I'm assuming we're still doing okay as a company. I don't really know. I do listen to some of the information, but then again, I don't know half the time if it's good information or whatever. Stampin' Up must have known ahead what Close to My Heart was going to happen. They reached out to Close to My Heart and worked out arrangements to buy off some inventory, and as well reached out to the Close to My Heart makers and offered a joint promo to come over to us. So sometimes a negative can really turn to a positive. So the Close to My Heart makers who came over, I don't know any personally. I wish I did actually, just to know what was it like on the other side. What was that company like in their products? Because their products are a little different, same but different. But at least there was something out there to help those people to transition if they so choose to. They didn't have to come to Stampin' Up. They could go, do whatever they want, go do something else. But at least that consideration was there. So I think when stuff like the stories of today where a direct sales company is going under, everybody focuses on the negative. Not too many people are focusing on the positive, on, be like, yes, there is to be kind to the sellers as they're grieving and that. But once the grieving process is done, it's like, what's the action plan? There's however many consultants out there who have great skills who could possibly benefit even more by transitioning to another company, if they so choose to. There is stuff out there that people can do. Whether people do them or not, I don't know. So that's some of my babble for the night. So, all in all, yes, I feel you, 31 consultants. Hey, I was one for a little while. I discovered was not my interest. Why I chose not to stick with it for a number of reasons. Part of it was money. But part of it was I just couldn't, I didn't have the passion. And I couldn't wrap my mind around the way the company was, as in 31 products. They're great products. Other than, fine, if recorder, you want the latest fashion, print or whatever. Otherwise, how often do you need a new purse if they're supposed to last a long time? And I'm still using my first 31 purse. Now we're into like 4 years later. I'm still using it. Now, the straps have fallen apart, but I'll worry about that later. But yeah, like the longevity of the products are actually pretty darn good for the most part. There's some that aren't. So I just found the business model didn't suit what I want to do because there wasn't really a consumable aspect to it. It was really about, the latest of the same products over and over and over again. Yeah, they'll bring up new stuff in that. There's some great stuff, but I found that type of business model, I would have to constantly. I'll answer what 31 sells in a moment. I would have to like constantly keep finding new people, versus something like Stampin' Up. Yes, there's stamps and stuff that isn't consumable, but we also have a whole whack of consumables like paper here, inks, coloring tools, and that helps keep that longevity with your customer base to keep coming back and back. Like even our kits collection. I have a customer who she orders a kit probably a couple times a year, and she's happy with that, and I love that. So at least there's return customers versus 31 I felt was one customer, one customer, one customer. So 31 gifts, let me explain. They sold purses and totes in home organization, but more or less purses and totes. I use 2 every day, seriously. And wallets, I love my wallet actually. All About the Benjamins, I think it's called. Since we're doing a 31 plug here. Give me a sec. I have stuff in here. I actually have, that way, I have a whole bunch of boxes because I did, a whole bunch of stuff with it. I bought too much for a year. I will show you my purse, but give me... Oh, sorry, buddy. I forgot Buddy was under me. Oops. Okay. I will show you a couple items, because they are literally right behind my curtain here in my cardboard to keep Buddy out of it. The purse I use every day is this. And it's... I think it's called the Window Shopper. I used to know the names. Anyway, this is what I use every day. Now, the strap, this clip keeps falling apart, but I still work with it. It's actually quite nice. It's had some wear and tear. It is a little dirty, I'll admit, but it's pretty good. My wallet is here. It's the same color, because at the time, I had like a whole bunch of products in this color. So this is, I'll show you in this camera. This is my wallet, including a really nice strap. So I love this style of wallet. Do I want to open it? Let me see. I might partially open. So I'm just going to hide my cards, okay? That way you're not looking at all my information. So then I got the paper thing, which, as you can tell, I have paper but no money. And then in here is coins. And then in here's more card stuff. We're not going to show all. And there's also a pocket here. So really great wallet. Oops, now I'm going to show my insides of my wallet. Oopsie. So really good wallet. There's that. I use every day these 2 items. For dog walking, I use another 31 purse that actually has had a bunch of wear and tear on it, and it's still holding pretty good. I'm not going to grab it because I'm hooked to my microphone. But it was a purse that I bought on clearance. I didn't really like it, but it actually says dog walking. I use it to carry my phone, my keys, additional poop bags. I definitely really need it now because my other poop canister for bags broke today. This is broken because it's supposed to this side. And then there was a clip on the back where I could hang the poopy bag. This broke tonight, so it's like, no, I've had this since young Toby, so I gotta get a new one. But at least I have a purse to help carry additional supplies in that. Now, speaking of 31, I got more stuff to show here. Now 31, now I'm doing a plug about 31 here. What was great was you can personalize your stuff. So those first 2 items I showed you are not personalized. This big tote is. So the C for Color to Kitty, it says Color to Kitty on it. I'm not going to totally show it, but again, it's that same color that we just saw. It's a nice tote. I use this every day I take it to work. Super handy, and it's heavy because I got too much stuff in here. And in here, I have more 31 stuff. I have this pouch. Actually, I'm going to move this because this is sticky. I have this pouch where I keep a battery thing and my business phone for my Stampin' Up stuff. And this is really nice. That strap can also come in here. Nice zipper. It says 31 on it. Another pouch, same idea, but with a more woven thing. And I keep electronic stuff in there like cables, earbuds, plugins for the wall because I plug in all my stuff when I go into work. And then I also have a big zipper pouch. I love this color. I know. Let me hold it up to here. And this I keep additional supplies like not so much drugs, but like say, um, feminine pads, Advil. I keep various other things in here. I keep my puck for my charger in here. So yeah, I've had this stuff since I started as a consultant, and I still use it every day. So that's a little bit of a plug. Oh, I gotta show you something cool I have about 31. I gotta find it in a moment. Because it's really important for me. And it's falling apart, and I have more in a box buried away somewhere. So eventually I'll have to pull it out. Give me a sec. So I keep the dogs out of this stuff for a reason. That way the dogs are not chewing my ID and money. Oh yeah, so there's two things. So my keys. This is a 31 handle. And I got this one, and I actually have a couple others. I think I gave one to my partner because they're super useful. You know, I got a clippy thing, and then this is a nice wrist strap, super cool. So I like the words on here. It's got, you know, dream, imagine, believe. I think it was a consultant strap. Dream, imagine, believe, and then this, which is well loved and dirty. This is a luggage thingy, which, yeah, it's totally falling apart. It's super dirty. And it's got here property of 31. I never wrote anything on here because I just keep this on my keys because when you look at the picture, it's like a Jeep. I drive a Jeep. So I just love this thing. So, and I have like 10 or 20 more of these in a box somewhere. Seriously. Because this was on clearance. I bought like a bunch of them because I knew I would love this. And that cardboard piece comes out, but it's still really cool. I just use it every day. All right, that's my 31 plug of the night. And there's more stuff. The package that I use for my watercolor pencils is a 31 thingy. I also have another 31 thingy that I have my Stampin' Up! Markers in. So it's lots of great products. But I just found how often I bought when I bought, and I haven't needed to buy anything since. And I've got boxes of purses and totes. They're totes, actually. Heavy duty. To me, you can weight them really good with a whole bunch of stuff. So a lot of crafters use the totes for transporting our supplies. For example, our team just recently did a play date in Burlington. I would bet majority of our team members there has a 31 tote. So super useful. It's always I'm just thinking, is there any more stuff in here? No, that's more. Oh, I do have more. Oh yeah, I see more totes. I've got cube totes that fit in some of my cubes. Like there's stuff all everywhere. There's some back behind me, but I'm not pulling them out. I got organizer things, so it is good stuff. There's my holy crap and talk about 31. Anyway, so it is what it is. Yeah. But as for the consultants affected, all the best. And hey, take time to grieve, and then you know what? Find your passion. Try something new, because that's all we can do. Yes, that is the company she works for, yeah. So I did touch base with her today. She's heartbroken, but it is what it is, yeah. So if anybody is ordering, now I'm doing a plug for Jenny. The deadline to get really any orders is, I believe, December 16th. So if anybody is interested in actually checking out the product line and, you know, making a last ditch purchase before they're gone, if you want me to help reach out to her, sure. I think she would appreciate, you know, the last bit of sales until she figures out her next jump in life. So. And I think it's just a sign of the times. I think it's the sign of a lot of direct sales companies the last couple of years. COVID did weird things. COVID helped and didn't help, kind of thing. Like, COVID caused a lot of people to become direct sellers. You know, the home parties became online parties. It did interesting things, but then I think the last couple years since COVID kind of calmed down, the economy being pretty wonky, things aren't that good. Oh yes, yeah, I was consultant. Even Evelyn was a consultant at one point. Evelyn and I were working together a few years ago. Speaking of 31, we were doing a fundraiser, and oh, I just told this story on the weekend too. I was talking with Jenny and Donna, and we're talking about because Evelyn came up in conversation, and they're like, Donna's like, "How do you know her?" I'm like, "It's a complicated story, but we did 31 together after we knew each other. We're doing this fundraiser, and I never thought the meaning of endangered turtles at risk of eating mylar balloons would make me laugh. Like, as in, it's a silly story, but it, it's like, I'm not going to tell it on here because this is kind of personal. You know, I still laugh about it. Like, okay, alright, I gotta, like, move on from that story. Anyway, yeah. I'll tell the story privately if anybody wants to know because it's not a public story. But it's just, you know, one of those things that years later something still makes you laugh. Oh my god. Yeah. So because of that day, I got a thing for turtles now. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. That was fun. Yeah, I touched base with Jenny today. You know, we had a bit of a chat, and she was pretty upset with what's going on, but I think she'll be fine. You know, I think just take time and, you know, find the next passion to get into. So, or whatever's next in her path. Like even for me, I'm feeling myself not with direct sales, but with other things in general. I'm at a crossroads of figuring out what's next in my path, and it wasn't until a good month ago or so I finally figured out a direction I want to go into, and it's like this clarity I have not felt in years. So sometimes we need a negative to help us find the next good thing. So that's what I kind of believe, and I believe change is always happening, and things don't last forever. So I'm kind of weirdly zen about that. So I was trying to give her a little bit of, you know, thoughts that, hey, as much as stuff sucks right now, it'll be alright. She'll work it out. Anyway, now I'm all talked out. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still working on these. I got a couple done tonight. And that's probably as far as I'm going to get tonight. Because like I said, I'm going to get back to watching a webinar for direct sales. Oh yeah, so if anybody here is interested in checking out podcasts and that, because I've been nudging some friends of mine to, hey, occasionally, even if it's once a week, listen to like a half hour or a 1 hour podcast. It'll do you good because it's really good knowledge. So a couple that I listen and follow, one of them is Auxano Global. Auxano is how to spell it. They're based out of Australia. And that's the one I'm in a webinar seminar thingy this week. It ends tomorrow, so I gotta, and it's a time limited thing, so I gotta hurry up and see what the heck they're talking about so I can get in on it. And they have prizes too, which is always fun. So there's a lot of direct sellers coaches out there. Now what's interesting is some of these direct sellers coaches used to be direct sellers themselves. Oksana, the lady, she's one of them. Even Megan Brewster Bella, she was one as well. She used to be a consultant for whatever it was. I'm curious what it was though. But I don't know. I don't want to ask her. I don't want to bug her. So a lot of times people who they succeed at it for a while, then they move into do their own thing. Brenda Stur is another one. She's those are the three main I follow. The fourth I'm kind of loosely aware is Becky Launder. She's okay. Um, my two favorites is Megan Brewster Bellis. I love her. She's super energetic, hyper bouncy. And then Oxano is my other favorite. Those are the main two. Now they both have podcasts and they're free. And it's like they're free, they're there, they're great entertainment to go, learn something new. And I listen on a regular basis. Megan releases roughly on average, 30-minute audio podcast each week on Tuesdays. Today would be her day. I haven't caught up on it yet because I'm doing a webinar thing with Oxano. Now, Oxano, I know they release regularly. I just don't know the frequency. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But theirs is more YouTube. And it's lengthy. It's like an hour. Like you're locked in for an hour. But it is really, really good. So if anybody in direct sales, no, I can't talk, are interested in doing your own professional education, professional development, that's it. I was trying to get the words here. There's really great resources out there, friends, if you're looking for something. And even some of the tactics that they talk about, it doesn't have to be direct sales. It's about customer service and building relationships with your customers and longevity and all that. So there's some really great pieces of information out there. Because I try to absorb a little bit here and there. I go through waves. I go through, listen to one for a while, then I swap to another, then I swap to another. So lately it's really been Megan. And I've also been going through, and their Stampin' Up team, our older videos. So I mentioned to our leader about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably the creepy one you've noticed, going through the old videos and looking at old stuff. Anyway. And speaking of Oxano, they just messaged me. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. They talk about direct sales, advice, tactics. Like, I did a quick webinar with them last week. I'll give the premise of what they talk about in a moment. It's just I got distracted by the message about, because I responded to one of their engagement posts, and of course they messaged me back. So what they talk about is, actually no, I'll talk about last night's webinar that they did. It's about generating conversation and engagement on social media. This is something I'm not good at, okay? Let me premise that. I'm not great at it. But what they're trying to say is, on social media, what posts do really well is start conversation. It can be in a Facebook group, page, profile, whatever. Is come up with a topic, question to put out there to start conversations. So I put 2 up in the past day because by doing the challenges, I'm hoping I might win a prize. I'm hoping. And it's creating conversations. So it's asking the audience. Well, actually, I'll let me jump. I'll be able to describe it if I got a little more in my mind. Because she gives a really good scenario on. Give me a moment. I gotta get the right information because I'm gonna blunder it pretty good. She talks about. Get my head together here. Is when it comes to direct sales and any sort of customer service, it's knowing exactly who your ideal customer client is. So she talked about, say there's a forest and there's a clearing in the forest and I'm in that clearing of the forest and I'm trying to attract my ideal customer. So first is identifying who's my ideal customer. Think of it as an animal. Which animal am I trying to attract? So she used the example of an elephant. Why? I don't know. Let's pick an animal. So the idea with the elephant is I'm trying to get the elephant to come to me, to get to know me and build trust. So a start to that is, hey elephant, I have some peanuts. And the idea is to be holding those peanuts in a way to have the elephant come to me and feed and hopefully feed the elephant, and the elephant builds some trust with me, and then from there I'm able to start a relationship and get to know that ideal customer a little more and find out what their needs and interests are. So it talks more that type of direct sales, which is the longer approach, the long game, but it's something that does really well in the long term sense. Because as she says, some direct salespeople, it's almost like they take the peanuts and they just throw it in the forest and hope, the elephant's just going to run and go get it themselves and hope they're going to come back. Well, no, it's part of being a consultant, a salesperson is you got to build that relationship so that way when that person wants to make a purchase, they're going to think of me versus some other consultant. Anyway, so yesterday's webinar, whatever it's called, was I'm just looking at the information. It was day one strategy: engage, learn, connect, and create conversation. Understand your goal and the purpose of this post. Now I'm jumping ahead. So today we're going to create an engagement question that helps us learn what is most important to our audience and therefore what to deliver more of and where we share common interests to help build relationships. So she didn't really give, because she had more of the information in the seminar video that I no longer have access to because it's only like a 22-hour access. But at least it has, information. So I did two, and I'm just going to pull up what I did. Because it really is ask a question. What is something I really want to know about my audience? So my two posts, I will tell you in a moment. Once I find them. I made an image last night, and I captured it. It's a deep question. Feel free to message me directly with your answers. So I made a quick image in Canva, and I asked the question, what is your biggest obstacle in your life? And I put, it's okay to feel alone, stress, sadness, anxiety, etc. Have you tried creative therapy? So this was last night at like 1 a.m. I came up with this post. It may not have been my best work. And of course, didn't do anything, but that's okay. And then I came up with another one today because I was at Sobeys yesterday. And our store is totally under renovation, which is kind of annoying. So they have a lot of stuff on clearance because they're trying to get rid of it so they can make more room for new inventory or new shelf, arranging. So I took a picture of two of David's tea items. They were totally on sale. I have them at home. They're in my cabinet. And I got too wordy because I'm like, oh, I love a clearance sale. What about you? Picked these up yesterday. Have you tried these before? Speaking of tea, do you find a cup of hot tea therapeutic? Now, this is where I blundered. I asked too many questions. I should have one question, not three questions. And that post didn't really get me anything either. So anyway, but I know I can talk forever. What I'm trying to get at is I do this learning for my own benefit. It helps me improve my customer service. It also helps me improve even in the day job as well. It teaches me to listen to my audience, whether it's a customer on the phone or in person, even internal customers at work. So for example, when I say internal customers, that's staff as well. So I do a lot of learning, and I'm really, really going on tonight. I like craft time. I get to talk a lot. I don't talk much at work, so I come in here and I could talk all night. And even my partner, I come home and I'm talking. He probably gets annoyed at me. Anyway, so those podcasts, it's only for an audience that is interested in direct sales. And like the one that Megan does, she's adorable with her hyper bubbliness. Hers similar. Like she goes more. She's got a good realistic approach about things. Anyway, so there. I'm probably boring everyone. But you know what? There's podcasts for everything. There really is. Hey, find what you love. There's crafting. Well, there could be crafting. I'm not more visual podcast. Is what I'm trying to do, even though I know I need to have a more focused. Something that in Megan's podcast mentioned recently was, having, and this is where I fail at this almost every day, is have a clear vision of what I'm doing for my video. So for example, when I come do craft time most nights, I should be a little more focused. I should stick to a 10 to 20 minute realm instead of this, almost an hour. And me babbling for an hour doesn't quite always work. Me, I like it because I'll watch videos like this anyway, but, and then, yeah, so it kind of doesn't help very well. So I don't listen to advice too good, but you know what? Sometimes it takes repetition of hearing the same thing over and over and over again until it finally clicks the right way and it makes sense. Like the example of defining my ideal customer, it took me a long time to define it. And I still haven't fully crafted it down, but I have a better vision of what I'm looking for than what I used to be. But yeah, it's the thing that Megan mentioned about, doing long videos or long written content. If I don't like reading long content, why should I expect people to read my own? So some of it's common sense. Anyways, well, this was kind of interesting. But speaking of direct sales, actually, now I'm going to go on about this again. I actually started writing a book about direct sales as a form of therapy. If that sounds bizarre, it kind of is, but to me it makes sense. The quick version, I haven't worked on it in a while because I've been scattered and working on some other things. But the basis is I found direct sales in a general level, at least for me in my experience, actually teaches me skills that I didn't learn in school, and I haven't learned yet in a regular 9 to 5 job. So there's something about this industry that I never thought I would like, and I love it. It teaches responsibility, accountability. It teaches so much that just doesn't come from other sources so much. At least for me, anyway. So when I finish the book, I have no idea. I haven't worked on it in a while. But yeah, I just felt, and as well to kind of end, hopefully end soon. That's I need to be more focused with these videos, but I'm not. Also, for me, doing these videos, if someone met me 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, past me, they would have thought I'd be doing this. Just the way my personality is in the past, I would have been scared. And when I started 3-ish years ago doing this, I was terrified. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't like showing myself. This is not me. And yet, deep down, surprisingly, this is what I wanted to do. I've always kind of known I needed to do this part of creativity. And me doing videos, I do radio DJ a little bit here and there. It's really brought me out of my comfort zone that I've learned the confidence that I didn't get anywhere else. I didn't learn as a kid, didn't learn as an adult, didn't learn from past jobs. I was terrified. I was afraid of having a voice, afraid of being myself. And yet, doing direct sales really brought me out of my shell. So, that's where maybe there's something to this industry. If it's a moneymaker, I haven't found that yet. Anyways, with that, I am going to talk at something else because I'll talk all night. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Sorry if I bored anybody, but you know what? I just have this passion. Anyway, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.